Okay, so welcome ulit sa ating virtual classroom. Lesson 4 na tayo ng integral calculus. So, pag-uusapan natin ngayon yung chain rule for integration. So, I think familiar na kayo kung ano yung chain rule. I think you've heard this before sa differential calculus subject, no? So, ginagamit yung chain rule pag hindi na ma-apply yung power rule na diniscuss natin ng lesson 1, yung general power formula na x to the n is n plus 1 over l plus 1. So anyway, medyo magkatulad lang silang dalawa, na meron lang certain arrangement ng function na indicating na dapat chain rule na yung gagamitin mo at hindi na applicable yung power formula. So simulan na natin, just a review from your differential calculus. Maalala niyo yung chain rule ng differential calculus. Pag meron tayong ganitong function, we have a parenthesis na expression. So, expression inside the parenthesis raised to the power of 10. And then meron kang constant dito, no, na multiplier. So, using chain rule, madali lang to. 10 times 1 over 10. So, magkakancel yung 10 saka 1 over 10. And then, yung 10 dito, sasubtract ka ng 1. So, yun yung chain rule ng differentiation. So, magiging 1 plus x squared to the 9, tapos kukunin mo yung derivative nung nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, derivative ng 1 ay 0, x squared naman ay 2x. So, matitira na lang ay 2x. So, ito yung derivative ng function mo na, original function. So, yun yung chain rule pag i-apply siya sa differentiation, no, sa differential calculus. Ngayon, dahil nasa integration na tayo, so, yun ulit, gagawin nating baka yung corned beef, no? So, bali, ito yung baka na ginawang corned beef. So, what if we do it backwards, no? Yung corned beef naman yung gagawin nating baka. So, bali, ang objective natin is, given naman natin ngayon dito is yung derivative. So, ang kukunin is yung integral or yung antiderivative. So, dito, wag muna nating wag nyo munang pansinin kung bakit ganito yung mga ginagawa na. So, paano lang, sundan muna natin yung flow. Di bali, may intindihan nyo yan mamaya pag in-apply na natin sa sample problem yung flow mismo ng solution. So, ano lang, no? Go with the flow muna tayo. So, meron tayong given derivative dito. So, let g of x is 1 plus x squared. So, yung nasa loob ng parenthesis. And then, g prime x is the derivative ng nasa loob ng parenthesis. So, 1 plus x squared, ang derivative nito ay 2x dx. So, with respect to x. And then, equation 1. So, ito yung equation 1 natin. Pwede nating gawing ganito, no? Since we'll let g of x be 1 plus x squared, tapos ito yung g prime x niya, ito. So, magiging ganito yung pwede nating sabihin na equation 1 is also equal to this, no? By letting these expressions into these expressions. Okay, so from lesson 1, we have the power formula. We have the u to the 9 du, is yung integral niya is 10 or n plus 1 equals 10 over n plus 1. So, magiging 1 over 10 u to the 10 plus constant of integration natin na c. So, yan yung theorem 5 ba or 4 ng lesson 1. So, anyway, from lesson 1, ito yung general power formula. So, i-apply natin yung power formula, magiging ganito, no? 1 over 10 gx or g of x to the 10 plus c. Yun yung derivative nito, no? So, bali, yung sinasabi dito, ito ay equivalent dito, no? And then, ito na yung magiging final answer. Ibabalik mo ulit siya sa original niya na equation. So, 1 plus x equals gx. So, sasubstitute mo dito ulit. And then, you have 2x dx. And then, ito yung magiging antiderivative niya or integral plus c. Which is also equal to your original function. Kinunan natin ng derivative kanina. So, theorems dito, we have 1 and 2. So, magagamit lang yung chain rule mo pag ganito yung itsura or ganito yung arrangement ng function mo. So, meron kang function dito na derivative, tapos ito yung derivative naman yan. Anyway, para hindi masyadong confusing, parang laging meron siyang katabing derivative nung function mo na nandito, no? Para magamit mo yung chain rule. Okay? So, Theorem 2 is just an application, no? Parang application siya ng power rule dun sa chain rule. Di ba? Kasi n, tapos meron kang n plus 1, n plus 1. Ang difference lang dito dun sa power rule is that, di ba, kung maalala niyo yung power rule, pwede mo siyang i-simplify term by term. Di ba? So, ma-apply mo yung power rule dun sa isang variable lang na may exponent. Dito, pwedeng naka-enclose sa isang parenthesis na dalawang terms. So, tulad nung example natin kanina na 1 plus x squared parenthesis 9. So, dalawang terms yung nasa loob ng parenthesis, tapos naka-power siya to the power of 9. Parang ganun, naka-raise to the power of 9. So, yun lang yung main difference. Hindi siya, kasi hindi mo ma-simplify yung 1 plus x squared to the 9, gawin mo 1 to the 9, tapos x squared raised to the 9. Hindi mo siya pwedeng ma-simplify ng ganun. So, hindi mo ma-apply yung power rule na term by term. Anyway, pareho lang din na dapat yung n is not equal to negative 1, kasi magiging 0 to, tapos so, ma-undefined na yung term natin na ito. Okay? So, again, mas maintindihan natin pag naka-example na, no? So, example is to evaluate 3x plus 4 dx. Ito na, integrate 3x plus 4, square root of 3x plus 4 dx. Or pwede natin sabihin na 3x plus 4 raised to the 1/2. So, gaya ng na-mention ko earlier, hindi mo siya pwedeng gawing 3x to the 1/2 tsaka 4 to the 1/2. No? Hindi mo siya masimplify pa na gawin mong dalawang terms to para ma-apply mo yung power rule. So, ito yung isa sa mga indicator na yun, hindi mo na makagamit yung power rule. So, kailangan mo nang gamitin yung chain rule, or meron tayong i-discuss pa din na ibang technique, yung substitution. So, anyway, ibang lesson naman yan. No? So, ngayon ay chain rule muna tayo. So, gagawin natin yung ginawa natin kanina. So, merong naga-grinder. So, sana hindi masyadong naririnig sa video, no? Pero, anyway, yun. So, let gx equals 3x plus 4, yung nasa loob ng parenthesis natin. And then, yung derivative ng 3x plus 4, yung g prime x is 3. Kasi itong 4, derivative nito ay 0. Ito naman, derivative nito ay 3. Ngayon, para ma-apply natin yung yung theorem 2 or 1, dapat ganito yung magiging arrangement mo, no? So, 2 pala na lang talaga, no? Para ma-apply natin yung theorem 2, dapat ganito yung arrangement. Meron kang g of x, which is this one. Tapos, meron kang g prime of x, which is this one. Pero pag titingnan mo dito, ito na yung magiging g of x mo, ito rin yung g prime of x. Like the theorem 2. Pero, pagpapansinin natin, yung original na equation natin, wala kang 3 na factor dito, no? So, dito meron ka, kasi nga, merong derivative na 3. So, ang mangyayari, mag-i-introduce tayo ng factor na 1/3. Para ma-cancel natin yung 3, maibalik natin siya sa original na equation. Okay? So, maka-cancel yung 3 dito, 1/3 times 3 equals 1. Babalik ka na dito sa original na equation mo. So, yun lang yung madalas na ginagawa natin sa chain rule. Tapos, proceed ka na sa pag-apply mo ng power formula. So, nilabas lang natin yung 1/3 dito. Tapos, ma-evaluate natin yung integrand using your theorem 2. Okay? So, ang final answer natin dyan ay eto. So, 1/3, i-apply natin yung power rule or yung theorem 2 na dito. So, 1/2 plus 1 is 3/2 divided by 3/2. So, n plus 1, n plus 1. So, simplifying, we have 2 over 3 times 3 equals 9. So, 2/3, 3x plus 4, 3/2 plus c. So, ang paraan lang ng pag-double check na to ay kunin mo rin yung derivative ng final answer mo kung makukuha mo ba yung itong equation. So, derivative nito, gagamitan mo ulit ng chain rule ng differentiation. So, 3/2 times 2 over 9. Ito, no? 3/2 times 2 over 9. Ano yan? 3/2 times 2 over 9. That's 1/3. Tapos, ito naman, as is lang, tapos kukunan mo ng derivative to, which is 3. So, magka-cancel ulit yung 1/3 na natira dito, at saka yung 3, babalik ka ulit dito sa original na function. Okay? So, yun lang yung chain rule, no? Madali lang naman siyang intindihin. Kailangan mo lang bantayan lagi ito, no? So, yan. Second example natin, we have x squared, 5 plus 2x cubed, raised to the power of 8. Ito na naman, no? Hindi natin ulit ito pwedeng masimplify na term by term na pwede mong maging pwede mong gawing 5 raised to the 8 or 2x cubed raised to the 8. Kasi wala, mali yun. No? Hindi yun pwedeng makasimplify ng ganun. Anyway, pag titingnan mo ulit to, meron kang expression dito sa loob ng parenthesis na 5 plus 2x cubed. Tapos ang derivative mo dito ay 6x squared. So, may x squared, meron ka ding x squared. So, pasado siya sa chain rule. So, let g of x equals 5 plus 2x cubed. Tapos, ito na nga, sinabi natin kanina, derivative ng g prime x is 6x squared. Tapos, pagpapansinin natin, excuse me, pagpapansinin natin, merong 6 dito, dito wala, no? So, tulad din ng kanina, ito, no? Yung original expression natin is walang 6. So, mag-introduce ulit tayo ng factor na 1, 6 para mag-cancel out natin yung 6 at babalik tayo sa original na integrand natin. Okay? So, evaluate natin to using theorem 2. Ayan. So, magiging 5 plus 2x cubed, 9. Kasi 8 no? 8 plus 1 equals 9 over 9. Tapos, i-simplify pa natin, magiging 6 times 9 is 154. 5 plus 2x cubed raised to the 9 plus c. Okay? So, madali lang, no? Madali lang tindihin yung chain rule. Okay. So, last example tayo. Example 3 na dapat to, no? Hindi example 2. So, anyway, x cosine x squared. Madali lang din ni inspection to, no? Kasi meron kang x squared. Ang derivative ng x squared ay x. So, meron kang x dito na second term. So, pwede mong ma-applyan ng chain rule. So, let g of x again is x squared. Tapos, g prime x is 2x. So, dapat kabisado nyo rin dito yung pag-differentiate. No? Kung ano yung derivative ng x squared. Kasi, ito no? Kailangan mong i-differentiate muna yung g of x mo para makapagpatuloy ka dun sa theorem 2. So, again, pag i-substitute mo ulit dito, yung g prime x, or g of x times g prime x dx, in theorem 2, yung original is walang 2 na factor. So, mag-introduce ulit tayo ng factor na 1/2 para mawala yung 2. Okay? So, and then evaluate. So, the integral of cosine x squared is just sine x squared plus c. Para ma-check, differentiate mo lang to ulit. So, ano yung derivative ng sine? Is cosine. Cosine x squared. Tapos, derivative ng x squared ay 2x. So, magka-cancel yung 2 tsaka 1/2. Ang matitira ulit ay ito. So, yun lang yung paraan ng pag-double check. Pagkatapos mong i-integrate, i-differentiate mo ulit. Para ma-check kung makukuha mo ba ulit yung original na equation. So, at least meron kang paraan ng pag-check na kung tama ba yung nakuha mong integral or antiderivative. Okay? So, yan lang muna sa ngayon. Next lesson na natin yung substitution ng variable. Medyo di ko lang alam kung saan yung mas preferable nyo na mas madali ba ito or yung next na lesson natin. So anyway, salamat ulit sa pakikinig at panonood. Sana may natutunan ulit kayo. Grabe naman, 3 examples, meron talaga yung natutunan. So, kung merong mga hindi masyadong naintindihan, hindi naman tayo pare-pareho lahat ng para makaka-catch up. Hindi tayo pare-pareho ng pace. So, pag hindi masyadong malinaw, huwag po kayong mahiyang mag-comment para po ma-explain pa natin ng maayos. Kung hindi man effective yung paraan natin. Baka meron pang gusto yung Anyway, yun. Salamat ulit at see you again sa ating next na lesson. So, thank you.